G'day YouTube, Max right here, and Bitcoin is forming a beautiful symmetrical triangle. We've seen this over and over and over again in the last 6 months. Bitcoin just keeps doing it and then keeps breaking out to the upside. Is it going to be a breakout to the upside or downside this time? Is the breakout imminent? We're going to find out right here in this video. Let's get to it. So we are on the hourly chart for Bitcoin USD. And you can see here, we are making this beautiful symmetrical triangle here. It's a little bit upward facing, but symmetrical generally is what it would be categorized as. And as you can see, as we approach here, one of these two trend lines has to get broken. Price can't stop. Price will go on. It has to break one of these two trend lines. The question becomes, does it break out or does it break down? Well, the leading indicator of professional traders is the little red squiggly line that Max draws on the maps. And Max says it's going to go sideways for a little bit, which it's hit perfectly, and then round up and head towards 20,000. That's not the leading indicator. I'm just joking. But let's go back a little bit in history. So right back here, November 10th, I made this video saying Bitcoin and Ethereum breakout imminent because the same pattern was on the Ethereum chart. But again, this was in this beautiful symmetrical triangle, right? Let's go back and take a look at where that was. Let me click auto again. And November 10th, right here. It's this trend line right here. And right on November 10th, I said breakout imminent. The following day, November 11th, we break out of this. And once it breaks a trend line, it usually goes off to some distance. We had a nice little run from 15,400 all the way up to 16,500. Okay, so there's another one of those videos. The hourly chart is producing this nice little thing. Are we going to break up or going to break down? And if we do, how far are we going to go? Well, first of all, let's analyze the breakdown case. Something to be very, very concerned about. This this higher low here. We've been going higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. If this does break down and comes below here, that is a big problem. We do not want the price to come down below this guy here at all. That is a bad, bad sign. If we come below that, this could indicate trend reversal and Bitcoin could be going south. We might have to delay our all-time high celebration for a little bit. By the way, in case you guys don't know, when Bitcoin does an all-time high, I'm going to be doing a live celebration webinar, podcast, video right here on this YouTube channel. So whatever you want to do, click the subscribe button right now and you'll get a notification that Contrarian Dude is going live. That's your heads up that we are about to go to an all-time high. I'm going to set my alerts at about 19,300. I think when it busts through there, we should be getting very, very close to the all-time high. During that celebration, I'm going to be online for probably at least an hour or two, and I will be taking your questions. You can ask questions all day long. Bitcoin fundamentals, Bitcoin charting, cryptocurrency, macroeconomics, you name it, ask you questions. I'm going to do the very best I can to help you guys out with a free-for-all Q&A. Okay, back to these symmetrical targets. Now, the way in which you typically look for targets with these symmetrical triangles is that at the opening of the triangle, from, let's call it here to here, you take this, and at the point of the breakout, you add it to the triangle. So let's say we break out about here. That would put this target way up here at 19,000, where am I? 19,615 inches from the all-time high. Now, if it goes down, this is the part I do not like. If we break down from, say, here, that will put us below. It depends where it breaks out, but almost at this previous low, which I do not like at all. Having said that, a correction in Bitcoin is absolutely inevitable and rather healthy, so I'm not actually worried about it. But in terms of cheering on the price and getting to celebrate this all-time high moment, I'd really like to see that sooner rather than later. So let's just check out a few others to see if this method holds true. We had the symmetrical triangle here, and let's see how well we did. That was predicting it. The breakout occurred, well, I guess actually the breakout occurred there, and it went, the price came up to very, very close, almost exactly the target of this breakout. Let's head down to this triangle. This triangle was actually a descending triangle. It used a horizontal bar there and then the sloping bar there in a descending way, called a descending triangle. but the method still stands. You put that on here and you get very, very close to where it met a little bit of resistance, but it ended up pushing straight through there. Let's check out this video. This is the November 10th video. So this is the November 10th one right here where I predicted this one right here. Let's check it out and where it went up to. Get this back here a little bit, all the way down to there. And let's see how far the breakout went. Breakout went from here, very, very close to where this topped out, okay? And these ones were pretty, I might hit the daily chart here actually and show you some other, the more macro ones. Some other, so way back here, there were a couple of big macro ones right here. And I gave you guys the heads up on these ones too. So actually, no, I might have missed this one. I wasn't really making a lot of YouTube videos here. So back here, I don't think I gave the alert for this one. But the breakout here, and where was its first stop? Right there. But this one was one that I did give you guys a heads up on. And this came down to this trend line, and so it's a much longer trend line here. So we take it from way back here. And on this one, I made a video on this day, the day this candle broke out. And I said, guys, this is going out and going to run. And it ran straight up and hovered at around this mark, okay? So this is a really good, very, very simple pattern that everybody can understand, everybody can use. I'm not a professional trader, but I can see what's happening here. So all the evidence is that, remember, we're on the daily chart now. This triangle is just looking a lot like these ones. And in fact, there's some other similarities I did want to slow down and take a look at. Let's take a look at some of these candle patterns as they happen. So in this symmetrical triangle, we had this candle to indicate the top. We had big green candle, and then this candle. We've got a very, very skinny body, big wick up, big wick down, known as an indecision candle, right? Comes up, and we're deciding. What are we doing? Ends up forming this triangle right here, and then on the breakout, it explodes up. Big green candle. What's this candle here? Skinny body, big wick up, big wick down. The body's a little bit further north of the middle than this one, but similar pattern, forming a triangle, then big green candles up. What do we get at the top of this one? Skinny body, big wick up, big wick down, into symmetrical triangle, breakout here. Okay, guys, there's a lot to digest here. The question is, what do you do? Well, okay, let me finish this off. I thought you guys might know it from other videos, but I'll finish it off for clarity. How does one trade this move? Do you try and guess whether it's going up or down? And the answer is no. You do not try and guess whether it's going up or down. You wait for it to break. If the price comes down to here, you can short Bitcoin, meaning you can sell Bitcoin and then buy it back down here, okay? So if it breaks this way, you can short. You wait for it to break and you go up here and you can make your entry point here after it breaks, after you get confirmed. And sometimes it fakes you out, goes up, you buy, and then it turns around and rolls over. So what do? You have a stop loss back inside the trend line. That's the way I play it. You guys got to decide how you play it for yourself, you understand. But I wait for it to break. I make my entry here. I missed the first part of the break because I want to wait for some kind of confirmation that we're breaking out. Once we break out, I expect it to go a little bit of a distance. So let's do this. Let's go, the long position would be something like this. All right. If it breaks out, we might buy somewhere around here. We might have our target. We said 19.6. Let's just say 19.550 because we want to make sure we cash in our profits. And then the downside, depending on where it breaks out, but we want this to be below this trend line by some margin, giving us a little bit of leeway. And what do we get is that this trade has a risk-reward ratio to 2.56. I don't really like that that kind of risk-reward ratio. On the symmetrical triangle play, that is a very common, people like risk-reward ratios of 2, 3, things like this. I tend to like higher risk-reward ratios. So just so you should know that, okay? But that's kind of how you would play it. You wait for the confirmation, you have an entry. I don't think the stop loss needs to be that far down. It depends on where we come in, mind you. but the stop loss could possibly be a little bit higher, bringing that risk reward ratio into a 3 now. Depends how that plays out, but and exactly where it crosses the line. But you have that risk reward ratio as measured by this. So your stop loss is tight, but below the trend line, and your target up here is around the $19,600 mark. All right, guys, I hope this is helpful. My previous calls of a Bitcoin breakout, those videos have been proven very good, but of course, past performance is no guarantee of future success. So tread cautiously. We know we're in an explosive market. There could be a correction and a massive correction at any time, but this is a small little move on the 1 hour chart. Let's see it play out. And remember, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are at 19,900 subscribers. Almost there at the 20,000 subscribers before Bitcoin hits $20,000. That's my goal for weeks, if not months. So we are almost there, but Bitcoin is chasing us. So let's see if we can get this across the line and get 20,000 subscribers before Bitcoin hits $20,000. Please let me know in your comments below. Do you think the price is going to break up? Or do you think the price is going to break down? Or do you think my opinion is absolutely worthless and it's not going to go up or down? It's just going to trend sideways for a little bit. Let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button and I'll see you guys soon.